Okay, we've finished up the table and formatted it correctly, and I've shown you that you can copy and paste your table into your Word document that's going to have the rest of your paper. Now what we want to do is scroll over further to the right to the third page of the Excel spreadsheet, and you can see this is where everything is for your graph. So what I'm going to do is show you how to make a graph out of this table. And there's several steps, so feel free to rewatch this video as many times as you need to. But the first step is pretty easy. We're just going to highlight the whole table here to make our graph. So I'm going to click and hold on the time box and then just scroll all the way across until the whole table is highlighted. And once I've done that, now I can tell Excel to create a chart from this data. And we're actually going to be making a scatter chart because we want each one of these rows to be X values and Y values. So to do that, we need to pick scatter, and we'll just connect the dots using a smooth line like this. So I just went up to charts and selected scatter plot and then chose the one with the smooth lines. All right, so now what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through the formatting of this so that you can create a publication quality graph of your very own. Okay, so the first thing to do is we're just going to remove these horizontal lines. So I just clicked on the horizontal grid lines, and I'm just going to hit the delete button, backspace, and they're gone. All right. The next thing I want to do is add some titles for these axes. And so I'm going to go up to chart layout here, pick axis titles. I want both a horizontal axis title, and then I'm going to go back to the same place and pick a vertical rotated tile. Okay, so I'm doing this on a Mac, and it's going to be a little bit different on the PCs in lab, but what you should end up with are these two little text boxes that say axis title, one for the X and one for the Y axis. And then I'm going to go into these boxes, just click in the box, delete what's in there, and write in what's relevant to the experiment. So you probably remember that we were measuring the width of the die circle over time. So the x-axis here is going to be time in minutes, all right? And we were taking measurements at 0, 10, 20, and 30 minutes, right? And what we were measuring, oops, as we go along is actually our dependent variable here, right? So we're measuring the dependent variable. And so our dependent variable is actually the width of the die circle. And since we took averages, we're actually looking at the average width of the die circles. And that was in millimeters. Whoops. Okay, so average width of die circles in millimeters. Great, so now we know what the x-axis represents, time, and what we were measuring over that time, which is the average width of the die circle. All right, so the next thing here is this y-axis. Notice how the y-axis starts at 0, but our data actually starts around 15. And because of that difference, our lines are really squished together, and it's hard to see the difference, the separation between them. So what we're going to do is we're going to change where the y-axis starts. We're going to make it start at 12 instead of 0, okay? And to do that, we're going to go up to Chart Layout again, and this time we're going to go down to Axes, and we're going to select Vertical Axis, and then go all the way down to Axis Options there, okay? And once you click on Axis Options, you get this sort of window, and we're going to be changing the scale this time. And we want to change the minimum value. See how it's 0 right now? We want to change that to 12. All right, and I'm just going to click OK. And now you can see that we've got this better separation between our two lines, and it's easier to see the difference between the two dies. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the symbol for the data points, and also the color of the symbol in the line, so that it will print out better in black and white. So the nice thing about Excel is you can pretty much change these graphs in any way you want. So it's good to kind of get a sense of how you would go about that. So if I click on the blue dots here, I can actually go ahead and format this line here. So I'm going to go up to this format area, and I can change both the fill, and I can also change the line on the outside of these markers. And so now you see that this is actually all black, right? If I want to go even further and actually change the symbol, because now it's kind of a diamond, I can right click on this, right? So if I right click, I should get this menu, and I can format the data series, right? And so in there you've got a whole bunch of stuff again, but under marker style, you can change it from automatic to circles, and you can even change the size if you want, you know, depending on what you think looks good. Okay, so I think I'm just going to go with the standard 9 there. And I'm actually looking at it here. I just wanted to make sure that the line for my marker is black, the fill for my marker is black, and the line itself is black. All right, it all looks good there. So now what we have is we have, for malachite green, a black line with black circles. Okay. And then for potassium permanganate, what we're going to do is we're going to make it a black line with white circles to distinguish the two. So again, we can go up to Format and choose black as the fill, and up to Line and choose black for the line, right? And so that gives us this black on black. Oop, but oh, I made a mistake. We actually want the fill to be white, and that's easy to change. Just go up to fill, and instead of black, we're going to choose white, right? The other problem we have is it's still boxes and not circles. And so in a publication, the first two lines are black lines and black circles, like we already have, and the second line is black lines with white circles. So we're going to go ahead and go in here by right-clicking on those boxes and go into Format Data Series, just like we did before. And we're going to change the marker style to circle. There it is. All right, and when I click OK, now you can see that I have the two lines. One is black with black circles, and one is black with white circles. This would be publication style representation. All right.